Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Zero Lives, episode 22, recorded November 4th, 2015. I'm your host, Christian Dawson. Tonight, we're playing Diablo 3. Diablo. I never played any of it until 3 came out. It was a bit of peer pressure. Where we're going. I mean, the artwork, sure, it captured me, but story, kind of lackluster. Gameplay, though, that's what really drew me to it initially. The fact that I'd played some games like Baldur's Gate, Champions of Earth back on PS2. I was looking for something similar, but it never really found anything until Diablo came out. But it never hooked me in the way that I expected it to. I mean, the gameplay is good enough, but it's kind of a thing. There's too much of a good thing where it gets super repetitive, and if you don't have anybody else to play with, the game itself gets incredibly boring and frustrating. I was hoping for a bit more of the story interspersed with it, but the other hitch with that is that the story itself is just too predictable. You can see things coming from a mile away. I'm not going to spoil any of it, but
patience.
So tonight, maybe not a whole lot of commentary. We're just going to go through the game.
My hatred is too low.
The Crusaders swore
Need
an
more
oath
time.
to dedicate their lives to the search. In unbelief that they would be the one to end the crusade by finding and cleansing the corruption, they believed the search ennobled them, that the discipline of their life and journey was the true goal. The Crusader
Not
was meant
yet.
to find meaning in the quest itself.
Herein lies the other problem with Diablo. Once a lot of stuff starts happening, I lose where I'm at. I mean, it's good if you're just kicking ass and clearing the house, but otherwise it's no way.
I'm still waiting.
The way I'm playing, you wouldn't even think that I knew what I was doing last night.
I need more hatred to do that.
But I'm thoroughly enjoying the Templar class. I had played it before, but it was a pseudo playthrough where Season 1 had a bunch of friends that like to power level, and so I just sat in the corner, died a lot, and or you know what, I had a max level Crusader. I had no idea how to play it though. It was this time, it seems to be a good mix of what I expect from, I spent a lot of time in WoW playing a Holy Pally. So, between, if you go like Prospect of course, and then tank with it,
Not ready yet.
you have a lot of the taunts and good aggro control survivability, but there's also heal that became available.
Not enough hatred.
So it seems like a good all-around solo class, but having somebody who can lay down a beastly amount of DPS like the Demon Hunter makes things significantly easier. Which was, oddly enough, my primary class when I went through the game on PC. Right now, Deckard Cain's dead. I don't know what her name is. Butterfly Demon. We'll call her that. She's kidnapped the mysterious stranger whose identity we'll keep secret for now. But we've got his sword. We're gonna go save him, but before we do that, we need to go find a staff to get these goat people to let us through. Never mind the fact that we're slaughtering dozens of them with abandon. But this is what I'm referring to, where the game offers a lot of big open areas and not a whole lot of direction. Essentially, like, oh, go find this, go kill this person. And it's just wave after wave after wave of enemies with not much to break it up. So it gets pretty monotonous, especially when all you're doing is, you know, essentially holding down A to do your primary attack and then waiting for cooldowns on your other stuff. It's very simplistic, which is why I think most people can play on the harder difficulties without much, I don't want to say consideration, but it's not as big of a challenge as you'd expect it to be. And that's what sapped a lot of the fun out of the game for me.
Not ready yet.
It's funny because you consider that supposedly Destiny had an overhaul thanks to the Diablo team within Blizzard to help get things back on track with the Taken King. And absolutely love Taken King. They did phenomenal with that expansion. And I can see the similarities. But there's just enough variance with Destiny and a little more story interspersed that makes it tolerable compared to Diablo. But I still keep coming back like, oh yeah, Diablo has everything I'd ever want out of a game of this type. And I mean, solo, I probably would never ever play the game. Can't win them all. I recently swapped out my blind for the heal. Burn that up. Not that we're in any real danger of dying. So, again, we've smashed open countless stone walls, plenty of log barricades, and for whatever reason, just can't get past this one until we get that staff, and then what do? We start killing them all anyways.
I need more hatred to do that. I'm still waiting.
I gotta say though, I like how they implemented the game on console compared to PC, where you don't have to manage your inventory and like kind of line up the items, make sure everything looks okay there, just so you can get everything to fit. Console, they just have everything in a linear fashion. You can get to the different pieces of equipment by a radial wheel. It's a lot more streamlined, makes it quick and easy to get in and out and do what you need to do, which is exactly what you want in a situation like this. Because yeah, you have several, up to 4 players doing local co-op, which is a huge bonus for this because not many games have the local co-op anymore. That's something I miss. But I mean, it's Blizzard, so of course they're known for a good design. Guys off.
Hatred.
I am very happy though that they simplified the transmog system and added it in early. Because if there's one thing I hate, it's when my character looks like a goddamn Frankenstein thanks to all the terrible gear. And the fact that it's so reasonable as far as pricing is concerned, it's only like 500 gold per item. I can make sure my character stays looking as spiffy as possible throughout the entire game, which is, it's important to me. I'm a shallow individual. I need my characters to look good. Granted, starting off with a game like City of Heroes as my first MMO and having that incredible character customization and then not seeing that carried over for several years into other games, I got spoiled. One thing that did disappoint me though, as I said, I played it on PC, beat the game, got Deep completed that. When setting it up and tying it to my Battle.net ID, clearly they keep the servers separate, but I was hoping character progress would carry over. Because it's not so vastly different that I couldn't keep working on the same characters. I mean, I can understand not wanting to have PC and console players play together, but this is primarily a PvE experience, and now it just seemed to make too much sense to have that progression carry over. I'm hoping we can start moving in that direction with many games, because yeah, you're going to have it for different platforms. Maybe you've got, not that V doesn't has any games coming out for it any longer, but essentially, yeah, I'm going to play my game on the go, or, hey, I only have access to this console for this week. I'm at a friend's house or something. I want to keep that character progression in check and have it carry over. Instead, if you want to play one game, you really need to choose your platform, stick with it, and you're stuck. And with cloud services, servers emerging, hardware becoming relatively inexpensive compared to what it used to be. You know, like, case in point, I've purchased Destiny 3 times over now. I'm past the point of being on the fence about it. You know, where I had it for 360. Got the Xbox One, went ahead, upgraded that, and then of course bought the Taken King remastered edition. But I had that character progress carry over because I stayed on the same platform. However, I really wanted to get a PS4 for Bloodborne. Couldn't really go with that though because I wanted to stick with Destiny. And if I moved over to PS4 from the Xbox 360, I was essentially going to have to kiss all that character progression goodbye. So that's going to essentially render the PS4 a secondary console for me. Good Lord, just die already. Finally. Kinds of goodies. We got a little down there. Do we not go in there?
Not yet.
Just over here beating on his drum. Oh yeah, no, totally cool, man. Slaughter my people. I don't give a shit. I just gotta get this bitch and jam out there.
Help! Cultists have kidnapped my brother!
Where did they take him?
I suspect it's a trap.
Poisoned my brother and brought him to this cave, all because they want my elixirs.
We will show them the price of such reckless greed.
Alright, having that heal map to X is really screwing me up. Oh, I forgot about the gems. Well, what the hell? Oh, down at the bottom. I thought enemies in this game scaled. It definitely seems like it's getting a lot easier to take them out.
Creature must die.
Patience.
I need more hatred to do that.
He's over here. I'll give him the antidote.
Don't do it. Oh,
No,
shit.
they're here. Fight them off while I give him the antidote.
Not enough hatred.
He'd be dead if it weren't for you, brave hero. Take these elixirs for your trouble. We're going back to town.
On.
My hatred is too low.
They're summoning reinforcements.
Need more time.
This will be interesting.
Not ready yet.
I need more hatred to do that.
I know there's been a ton of other games that have come since Diablo that built on the principle as far as, oh yeah, just kill a shitload of guys, collect a crap load of loot, have fun while you do it. But they did it in a manner that was far more engaging and entertaining. In this instance, I'm thinking specifically games like Borderlands, where there was, and I know Diablo's not the best source for comedic material, but there's different ways of doing it that engage the player a little bit more. Whereas Diablo essentially will give you character journals and diary entries to explain the enemies and give you a little bit of backstory. It's not enough in my opinion. Whereas Borderlands had the witty banter from case in point.
A fetid, pallid malaise has fallen over the manor we now call home. Young Albrecht seems to be enjoying himself in our new home, however. Perhaps I am simply suffering from an imbalance of humors brought on by the recent change of climate.
Yeah, not really engaging or entertaining there with Leoric's entry. Whereas we have Scooter telling us about his mama's broken girl parts. I mean, right away, you're a little more engaged.
To the game. A girl named Leah. My spies tell me she is the child of the witch Adria, who is hiding in the deserts of Chaldeum. Bring this news to the Master at once.
Magda's her name.
He's unstoppable. No mortal
Yes, he
could
is.
slaughter our brethren with such ease.
Mm-hmm. Crazy pants.
Delay him while I prepare his demise in the depths below.
They did horrible things to us.
Did you see a man in rags?
Yes,
My brother?
man with the golden eyes. I saw Magda take him into Leoric's old torture chambers below us.
You have done your duty, friend. I will deal with Magda.
What does that mean he did his duty? Are we just gonna leave him to die now? That's hardly right, especially as a crusader. Not like I have a healing spell that I can just kind of drop whenever I like. No. Same reason Aerith couldn't get the Phoenix down. Not good for the plot.
This will be a good battle. Not yet.
My hatred is too low.
What the hell? I dropped a spike trap into there, and he just... Oh, nah, no big deal. Let me just... Thanks for waking me up there. And seriously, who needs this an elaborate, a torture dungeon, what have you, this elaborate? When you think of a town the size of New Tristram, there's probably a dozen buildings at best. This place is easily 3-4 times its size. Like, how shitty of a leader do you have to be to realize that you need something that large to torture and kill your populace with? Living conditions? Fuck off.
Not ready yet.
Two characters that should not be getting feared. Demon Hunter and Pal Crusader. No, you don't. Oh, I got a new spell. Didn't even realize it.
Patience.
I need more hatred to do that.
Recall correctly. Oh, god damn it, there's another level. Think artificial padding. Rape dungeon isn't big enough, you need 2 floors. Oh, we only do the sodomy on this level. The gimps we keep on level 4 next to the jewelry. Jewelry, we... think we could probably bump this up to hard and been alright.
Not ready yet.
Bear with me because I never have played the previous Diablos, but I imagine that demons and the Dark Lord of Terror himself are a very real threat in this world. People know what it is. Why the hell are there so many cultists then? They have to realize it's not a good thing bringing them back around. Like, even if you're into the whole, death, darkness, it's the best thing ever, you have to realize that you're just gonna get a big old spiky demon boner up your ass, and everybody's gonna have a bad time. So we're gonna up the ante with 7 Dark Lords, and each one's gonna have a shitload of worshippers behind them. It baffles the mind. I think we figured out why Leoric's humors were in such a poor state. I mean, if you realize that this crazy awesome estate and castle that you just recently inherited, took over, purchased, what have you, only sits on a dungeon which is 5 times its size, you're a little upset. You're like, who's the fuck that designed this? You even devoted half the resources to the mansion,
I'm still waiting.
or castle, what have you, that went into said dungeon. Oh man, you live in the high life.
I am convinced that some malevolent being is attempting to wrest control of my thoughts away from me. Voices direct me to horrendous acts, and there are times when I seem unable to control my body. Lazarus knows. This is certain. He looks at me strangely when he thinks me otherwise disposed.
I get that too. It's called nerve damage though, and olfactory hallucinations. They suck, but they're a part of life.
I wish I could do that.
Run into the circle, you'll be healed. How well, I don't know. Damn it, where am I? I think I'm the little guy in the corner.
These wounds are deep. I must wait longer.
Alright, that one required a little bit of doing. Alright, they're up in the ante. We get something better to come. Really much of a... I'm just awful. Oh, there's our pointer. And supposedly this place is sat derelict for how long?
Help me! I'm trapped!
I imagine the cultists are a recent addition. Oh, where's the Iron Maiden? But who's lighting all these fires? Who's keeping this place up? I don't see any cobwebs. Oh, jeez.
Inside 1263 Yano Kiristani. The jailers.
God bless. I was certain I was gonna die in there.
Wonder if this is Hadrig's apprentice
I heard rumors
finally.
of vast treasure to be found down here. Damn fool that I am, I believed them. Don't know why I thought it might be inside an Iron Maiden. All I could think of while I was trapped in that horrible darkness was that no one would ever know what had happened to me.
Okay.
I am Asilla, once queen to our beloved Leoric. My servants and I were consumed by his madness. Now I give you my blessing, champion, to release my people from their eternal torment.
Also got 3-6 of them.
This will be a good battle.
Freedom. At no price. Freedom.
Thank the gods.
What? Who dares?
Freedom. After so long. Freedom! Thank God.
Oh shit, treasure goblins this way.
My God! There is someone amongst us. Deal with her harshly.
Not yet.
We didn't rescue 6 people, did we? Oh, but it's not tracked. Just one more. Where? There he is.
I am free.
Thank you, champion. My servants are now free, but the curse over this place remains. Seek the warden at the dungeon center and end his evil forever.
Am I alone here? Must I do this myself? So be it. Face me, and repent your crime.
Easy crazy.
prisoner is ready, as you requested.
Thank you, Lazarus. Your loyalty is invaluable in the midst of all these traitors. And you, my dear, my own wife and queen, conspiring against our kingdom.
My love, I swear, I have never betrayed you.
Lies. Until the very end. The time of my lord's true awakening is at hand. That fool, Leoric, was only able to resist him because he did not yet possess his full power. With the Queen dispatched as a traitor, I may now devote myself fully to preparing the boy for the presence of my master.
Oosh.
A foe worth killing.
No idea where I am. I just hope I'm hitting the right thing.
I'm injured.
Not ready yet. You can only carry so much on a crusade.
What are we going for?
I'm returning to town.
Sure, we don't want. Look at that multitasking. Well, I was hoping we'd be able to make it to a final boss of some sorts, but I don't know how much further that level's gonna go on, and you don't necessarily want to be watching this for 2 hours. So, thanks for watching. We'll be back next Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time, the only time zone that matters. Otherwise, you can watch the stream live at twitch.tv/009. Otherwise, I do upload the final video over to YouTube. Same address there. I just swap out the twitch.tv for YouTube. And of course, you can always find me on Twitter at 0 and 09. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.